Is that Chris?
Alright, what's good with it, man? Hey,
we back
with another video, man. And today we are reacting to Does All Gen Z Think the Same by Jubilee. So I believe I am considered Gen Z. I was born in 2000. Yes, I am young. But we're trying to see, like, do we all think the same? And no, obviously not. You feel me? You got some who just are stupid. I ain't gonna say stupid. They just don't got sense. You feel me? I don't want to call nobody stupid, and they just might not know no better. But then you got some who had the right type of guidance, and that's the way I like to look at it, in my personal opinion. But hey, man, if you like anything funny, please go ahead and hit that like button, because it helps your boy out greatly. And sub up, because we all trying to do great things on this side, man. You should always be trying to do great things on this side, man. And hit the bell notification, man, so you stay up to date with all of my content. And with that being said, enough of me rambling. We're gonna jump straight into the video, man.
I feel like in my household, my opinion is not valid, and it will never be valid as long as I live. My parents will yell at me, they'll get mad at me, and we'll get into like such large arguments. It's even gotten to the point of one time where I've gotten into arguments with my parents with like, you're gonna have to move out if you don't like agree with these things.
I've sent or received nudes. 3, 2, 1, go.
I plead the fifth.
If one day I want to get a certain job or go into a political office, I just don't ever want to have somebody to hold that against me. Even when people send me nudes, I'm like, I didn't necessarily need that. Like, pics when they're just, you know?
Are we saying nudes?
Nudes.
Oh my God, I thought you were saying news. N-E-W-S.
Nudes.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry. I don't send nudes
Lord
because
have
I
mercy.
just do things on social media. I want to pursue acting. I feel like my body's a temple. You
Yeah,
gotta
so you
pay
don't
to see
gotta-
it, if at least. Same as Daniel said, it can come back and bite
So
you.
you
I'm
would
just
send
scared.
news, then?
Revenge porn is very real, and I think most women or women adjacent people have received unsolicited pics.
As like a bisexual person and kind of just being in like a world that's hyper-sexualized already, and it sucks because that's kind of like the age of social media and like LGBTQ youth, is that pretty much like they have to seek validation online. That's like really like the way to do it.
I agree exactly with what Makai said. I mean, it is like the
real.
form of validation now. Like sending nudes is love, but which
This
hurts.
makes me just want to.
So, yeah.
This makes me just
I
want to
wouldn't-
jump over it. Because
I
think
wouldn't
I'm
say
in the wrong
it's
area.
love,
You know, we're gonna go
but-
here.
If like they should respect your values if you don't want to
I
send
wouldn't say
nudes,
sending
and
nudes
if
is-
not,
it's
like
more
it's
lustful
pretty
than
clear to me that
anything.
they're just using me for my body.
But a lot of people
Nude
don't
has
know the
a lot to do
difference
with
between love and lust.
and putting a lot of value
unfortunately.
on how you appear can just sometimes be damaging.
To piggyback off that, it's really important too, like when you're growing up, no matter like your body type or how you look, everyone has like beauty in them. So it's important to love your body and love like how you look, because like, girl, that's your body. Like, flaunt what you got, boo. That validation needs to come from within, not from other people.
Yeah.
Because like, I know I'm sexy. I don't even know else tell me I'm sexy. So, period poo. Is that going in?
No shit, nigga.
Skinny jeans are out of style. 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, I still see a lot of people
know, it
wearing
was
them.
just the era
I've
at the
never
time,
been
like,
on
rock
that
was,
era.
like,
I mean,
the
I'm
pop
more
rock,
always been on
lots of skinny jeans,
the
and
bigger
then
side,
European.
but I like to
think
dress
things are getting
comfortably,
bigger, I don't know, because,
personally.
like, maybe we're shifting more towards like androgyny. I'm over here because I think that skinny jeans, I don't like them, and I wouldn't wear them because I also have like chicken legs, so like that's not happening
Wait,
for me.
is it out of style or
I have to
in
check
style?
something on
The
that.
question was skinny jeans are out of style.
Oh, so I'm saying
Can you
that they are
hear?
in style?
I'm sorry.
Skinny jeans
Oh,
are in
no,
style.
they're out of style.
I recently bought my like first
I was
pair
gonna say, I
of like
still
baggier
see-
jeans, kind of
I
like
still
with what
see
he's
people
wearing, and I
wearing
was like blown away, honestly.
But
Like,
it is.
there's so much space.
Hey man, sorry for the quick intermission, but it is crazy how like history literally does repeat itself. You feel me? So if you like the older side of Gen Z, because around my age, you've seen the baggy era. And it's like it's crazy how it's slowly coming back. And as far as like old haircuts, I remember the Juice fade. If y'all hip to Juice with Tupac, and I remember that hairstyle came back for a bit, and it's crazy how stuff just keep slowly coming back. Like I remember snapbacks was crazy, and I didn't know snapbacks was popping, back in the day, but And then it was crazy because I remember fitteds used to be cool, then snapbacks came, and now fitteds came back, and it's just wild.
Not
how
to worry
things
about it
work.
like bunching up and stuff. Like, I don't know why we ever stuck with skinny jeans to begin with.
I think the whole skinny jeans side part thing is generational politics that are trying to like distract us from what we actually disagree about. Like nobody actually cares about the skinny jeans and middle parts. Like millennials, please stop making songs about it. It's not that deep.
I get my news from YouTube.
Somewhat.
3, 2.
Well, a lot of it because I watch YouTube avidly, but most of the time I get it from like other social media.
I just somewhat disagree because I try not to just, stay on YouTube because it can be a lot of disinformation. But I also feel like, I follow a lot of political YouTubers and I feel like their perspectives are different than what's on
They
the
mean as
mainstream
far as
because,
like, do you trust the
own all of the
information?
media.
No, I
Social
ain't
media
gotta.
is Twitter,
If it don't hit
100%
Google,
easily. But
you
like if
feel
it's
me?
like some political stuff, I have like subscriptions to like New
I
York
ain't trusting
Times,
it.
even Fox and stuff, just so that I get a perspective from everyone. And I tend to go ahead and like focus more on like the journalism stuff. And YouTube is like the headlines, but I don't click the video and like deliberately watch it until I've known the facts.
The ability of Twitter to get, opinions out there from people who aren't political pundits is really valuable. And, when big things happen, Twitter usually hears about it first.
I feel like it
Yeah.
kind of just comes down to like a media
Shit
literacy
spread
thing.
like
and it's
a
something that,
wildfire on Twitter.
Our generation and further generations are gonna have to face. We haven't been in this era where there's like what Sarah was saying about like the democratized way of social media where like everyone can say information. We're like in this new era where we pretty much have to learn how to decipher which is valuable and valid information and what's not. And like as social media continues to grow, I feel like we're just gonna keep becoming more literate.
And I feel like we should be taught this in schools. We're in a whole new era. Like we grew up with like tablets and laptops, whereas in like previous generations didn't, which allows us obviously to have more diversity. that I think
Bless
should be
me,
taught
y'all.
in school as well.
Do your guys' parents ever just call you and be like, did you know this happened? And you're like, yeah, it happened like 5 hours ago. And you're like, did you just find out now?
It's usually fake news with my mom.
Oh my
It's
god.
usually fake news with
My mom, she gets
Yeah.
news from Facebook.
Same,
Literally, she
same,
calls me. She's
same,
like, did
yeah.
you hear about this? Like, mom, that's right. And she's like, it is.
Yeah.
Like my mom, when she was on Instagram, she just was like, she was seeing the wrong stuff. And then she was like, the vaccine, those microchips. And I was like, Mom.
I think it's also important to think about like why people believe that. Like, yeah, it's like stupid and it's funny to make fun of, but like people are afraid of like, really rich people who are going to be like controlling a lot of stuff without, democratic elections and without any accountability. And it makes sense that people would feel like, I don't really know if I can trust the government.
My
Precisely.
parents and I agree on political and social issues. 3, 2, 1, go.
To an extent. On some parts, we may not
My parents
necessarily
like raised me again
agree,
on the whole thing of like look at every
like,
single
to
side.
the
And I
full
guess it
extent,
doesn't go
but
necessarily their
they-
way, but
they
at the same
understand
time,
and I
like,
understand
sometimes
them
it ends up
because,
being a wreck, but like
subject
whenever it's
to
a wreck,
different
we come
views.
back and we're like, I see your point, but here's what I think and here's why, loaded with facts, not just like, oh, I think this because this and this and this X and X and said. No, it's because this is a percentage, this is a statistic that I'm pointing out.
Honestly, I used to try and like show them a different perspective and like have an open conversation, but like I'm kind of at the point now where it's like, you know what, let's just not talk about it. It's probably for the best.
My parents always say to me, like, you pay attention to politics more than we do, and we like learn from you. And sometimes we get into little arguments. That can be a good like way to sort of inform each other because obviously they have more experience like historically, like what went on. But they can also say like, yeah, I don't understand, this specific issue. Can you, get me up to speed? And
I would like to
That's
have a
facts.
disclaimer from my mom and
I
dad.
like
What's
her.
coming
I
out of
like
my mouth is
old
coming
girl
out
in the
through
back point of
love.
view.
Also, if they're watching this, please stop watching this. My parents are very closed-minded and conservative, and there have been fights, as in Daniel's family. I feel like in my household, my opinion is not valid, and it will never be valid as long as I live. I don't want to be quiet about the things, and I want to speak up and share my opinion, but when it comes to that, my parents will yell at me, they'll get mad at me, and we'll get into like such large arguments. It's even gotten to the point of one time where I've gotten into arguments with my parents with like, you're gonna have to move out if you don't like agree with these things. And it's like, I understand what you're saying and all, but you're telling me that if I don't do what you're saying, what you think is correct, I'm not allowed to think what I think is correct because what you think is correct is concrete.
Kind of similar but different. Like
That's
I'm
messed up,
actually
though.
grateful that my parents and I
But
have
that's real that
political
people go
opinions,
through that.
because I think it's kind of forced
Drink
me
your water,
to
y'all.
try and see the other
H2O.
side and try to understand why they think a certain way.
sometimes those disagreements are fundamental to your identity.
My bad.
Like they say a lot about how you look at the world, how you treat other people, and it's hard to separate that. I don't want to be friends with someone who thinks that like people who are poor or unhoused people or do that because it's their choice. Because that's a fundamental disagreement with what I believe.
That's fair, but also family, I feel like, is different. They're immigrants. There are certain issues that they won't, fully understand. Yes, it would be nice if they tried to.
It's very different with it, like friends or like your parents, your
Exactly,
family.
yes.
I agree 100% with Daniel. My parents came from Romania. It was communist at that point, so their views on the world are not going to be the same as everyone's as like they were, so it changes because where you come from is so different from America.
I have felt depressed. 3, 2,
Nah, I
One.
wouldn't say.
Go.
I mean, I felt down, but I wouldn't say like I've had a whole depression.
There are a lot of points where it is romanticized, and I think
It is
that's
crazy, though,
it's
the amount
it's a
of
difficult struggle, and also I
depression
think like
that
within
this,
like the Black community, there also is just not a
that
lot
has
of
been
attention
in
to
this
mental health at all.
generation.
Obviously, there's points where I feel
Unfortunately.
flustered
I
and I
fuck with
feel
that
like,
hat too, my
like
boy.
everything's crumbling around me, and that's like a
The
very
OG.
common human thing.
People want to talk about how depressed they are until you're like, hey, I haven't taken a shower in 4 weeks and I can't get out of bed and I haven't been eating food. And they're like, ew, that's gross. It's like, that's what depression is.
Especially with our generation, what ends up happening is that some
Yeah, 4
small thing
weeks, though.
happens and we're depressed. The term is just used so
I
loosely.
guess it can't be
when you
that
say
bad,
comments
though.
like that, it takes away the power, in a sense, from like people that actually are seeking help.
So I'm about to have a really vulnerable moment with y'all. So my whole life, I have been so bullied, and words hurt so much. And 6 months ago, I almost took my life because of like words. They have this effect on you, and sometimes you can't talk to people about it.
Oh,
And
man.
my friend's mom posted, if you needed to talk to someone, to call this number, and I talked to them, and I spoke to them on the phone for 2 hours by myself at nighttime. And if it wasn't for her just doing that, I feel like I wouldn't have been here today.
Bro, I was not prepared for this, bro.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
Bro, I was not prepared for this, y'all. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That takes a lot
You
of
know, that's
guts to
that's
speak
some
up about it.
strong
My
shit
whole
right there,
life.
dog. Real talk.
I've wanted to show kindness through me, and I hope that I do show kindness to others, because I don't want other people to feel the same way I felt.
I respect
because if
him.
I can help someone feel that smile or that joy, for me, it would mean everything to me, because it means that I'm fighting what other people did to me.
I don't really like it when people like compare their depressions, because like, saying like someone else is not depressed, because you don't really know what they like feel. But I'm really glad that people are like talking about it now, and that we can all like bond over it. I'm truly thinking that like the pressure that's put on our generation with social media is what like causes it.
Man, sorry to cut old girl off. She definitely speaking facts, but I just wanted to like touch on what dude who was talking about he almost took his life, man. It's crazy how nasty this world can be, and like you know, it could make you feel like to the point where you just want to give up. You don't want to live anymore. And it's crazy that it's shit that can push you to that point, man. And it's just fucked up, honestly, man. It's, you know, it's good to, you know, have at least one person that you can feel like you can talk to, you know, air out your problems, man. And y'all could I'm gonna put a timestamp where y'all can skip past this if y'all want to hear this. But yeah, though, it's like, yeah, you gotta have somebody to talk to, and you know that goes a long way in my honest opinion. And cause I'm real big on mental health, and you know that's part of the reason why I love to do this channel, is because, you know, I'm hoping that somebody can at least get a laugh out of my reaction or something. And just in general, like, I want to keep doing more. Like, I don't want to just do reactions, I want to do more, but obviously I don't have the time, I don't have the schedule. I'm slowly getting together my, you know, my equipment to slowly get better. And you know, it's a process that goes into that, man, especially when you work full time. That's hard, but I hope to use my platform to mainly help people who feel like they're stuck, you know, get a smile, because a smile goes a long way, man. I feel like if you go a day without laughing, then that's a day wasted, and that's my motto. If you go a day without laughing, that is a day wasted, man. And it's like, it's just good to smile, man, and it goes a long way. And this is a whole topic on its own. Like I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna do a podcast one day, man. But I just need you know, enough people to really care, man, because I want to put a lot into it. But I'm not exactly, like, I'm not gonna just jump into it. I'm not gonna, you know, do all of that, and you know, a lot of people aren't paying attention to it, you feel me? Because like I said, it takes time. So, but it'll definitely come in the future, man. But enough of the quick intermission, well, long intermission. We're gonna finish out this
But
video,
yeah, I'm
y'all.
really glad that like people talk about it so we have resources and stuff.
I am optimistic about the future.
For sure.
3, 2, 1, go.
For sure. Strongly agree. No, I strongly agree.
Personally, it's in my nature to not be optimistic because I think a lot of people in our generation are very nihilistic. I try not to like view it like that because it's very like deterministic. Like, well, the world's going to hell, like we can't do anything. And if you believe that, then like you're not fighting for like a better world and you're not fighting for change.
I'm very much with Sarah on the point where our generation is very cynical, very nihilistic. We like to just like assume that things can't be fixed because in the past they just never were. I don't know. I think I'm very optimistic for the
That's
future
true.
because I believe as we become more educated and we have more resources to certain things and information, we can do great things, but we just have to believe that we can, or else it won't happen.
Now I'm feeling sad about saying someone disagree. I just was thinking about this in like the climate perspective and like social media, how it's been used so negatively. When I think about those two major things, I can't see it stopping anywhere.
It's a little unimaginable. It's like, you
Yeah,
can't,
no,
it's
like I want to be
incomprehensible.
positive,
Yeah.
of course, and I want the change to happen, but like where does it start?
I try to be positive, and I try to.
Yeah.
I always say, like,
I can
if
see
there's
why
something
she
you don't
feels
like,
that way,
we can
though,
work on it
man.
and fix it. And I think that this generation in particular is really good at that. Like Gen Z is crazy. Like we
can
get
definitely
things
feel why
done.
she
The
feels that
impact
way.
we've had with like TikTok, even like, yeah, we changed a lot of things.
I feel like we have come far as a society, but that doesn't mean I'm also not disappointed in our society. There's so many things that we've gotten to like build upon as a society and people are growing upon as a society. And you know what? After like meeting you guys today, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like there's hope.
On a more societal point of view, I feel very good that like change will occur whether we like it or not. That's just how society is. We progress.
That is officially a wrap. Great job, you guys.
I like that video, man. It's cool to see other people's perspectives on life, man. But yeah, to piggyback on what they was talking about, man, I do honestly believe that, you know, change, you know, the future is gonna continue to get better. Now, that's not to say that we aren't in a point where I feel like we should have been past this point though. But it's like it's a lot of shit that people don't understand. You know, a lot of different cultures, different groups, they don't understand each other. And it's like, and you got a lot of cultures and groups who don't even understand themselves, in my honest opinion. Now, and you know, I ain't gonna go too deep into that one, man. That's another video. That's a real deep topic on that one. But until those groups start to understand each other more, then that's when you can start to tackle the bigger problem, if you get what I'm saying. But enough from Preacher Quan in the building, man. You feel me? That's gonna do it for today's video, man. If you liked anything, found anything funny, found like you gained some new knowledge, a new perspective, hit that like button, man, because hey, it helps your boy out greatly, and hey, it shows. You feel me? And sub up, because I'm posting all the time, man. Check me out. You know, check out all my videos, yo. I've been posting for 3 months. You feel me? And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. But hey, man, I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.